On balls hit to the first baseman with the pitcher covering, you do want to move into foul territory to observe the throw from the first baseman, the pitcher fielding the ball, and maintaining the ball after touching the bag. On a throw that pulls the first baseman off the bag, notice how the first base umpire steps toward the line to get a better view. Here, he asks the plate umpire for help. We want to do this before we make a call at first base if we're unsure. We don't want to make a call and then ask for help. With no runners on base, we divide the outfield in half. Our base umpire has the center fielder moving straight in or straight back, all the way to balls out of play in right field. Our plate umpire has all balls to the left of the center fielder. As we've discussed in previous videos on 3- and 4-man mechanics, we want our base umpires going out anytime there's a possibility of a catch-no catch, fair foul, or a ball going out of the ballpark. On routine or can of corn fly balls, it is not necessary to go out. On fly balls into the base umpire's coverage area, he determines whether or not he should go out on the fly ball or not. If he determines he doesn't need to go out on the ball, he should enter the infield and take the batter runner into second base if necessary. The plate umpire takes responsibility then for all catch and no catch responsibilities in the outfield. Here we see on a clean hit, our base umpire entering the infield, pivoting, and taking the batter runner into second base. In this sequence, our batter runner hits a triple. Our base umpire enters the infield, pivots, and takes him all the way to third base. Let's talk briefly about rundowns. This play develops between first and second base on the batter runner. Our plate umpire moves up and communicates to the base umpire when he is in position at the cutout at first base. He only has plays at or around first base on that runner. Our base umpire has all other responsibilities. In this play situation, we have a ball hit to left field. Notice how our plate umpire moves out from behind home plate, almost in a direct line toward the shortstop to view the catch, no catch.
God damn, you got a catch.
Notice how he communicates to his partner that there was a catch. Now we'll talk about when a base umpire does go out. We want to use the technique of pause, read, and react on all fly balls. Notice how our base umpire watches the ball go up in the air and then gauges whether or not he should go to the outfield on the ball.
Catch.
Every time that our base umpire goes out on a fly ball in his coverage area, our plate umpire must move out from behind home plate and be in a position to rule on any plays that develop at first, second, or third base. On a ball to right field, where our base umpire goes out, our plate umpire has responsibility for the batter runner around the bases. Notice how our base umpire tries to get back toward home plate should a play develop there. He must communicate this, otherwise our plate umpire would have that responsibility. Recapping with no runners on base. We split the outfield in half with the base umpire covering the center fielder moving straight in or straight back all the way to out of play in right field. The plate umpire has the center fielder moving toward left. We want our base umpire to pause, read, and react to all fly balls within his coverage area. If the base umpire does go out, our plate umpire has all plays at first, second, and third base. And if possible, the base umpire will return for any play at the plate. Now, with the runner on first base only, our base umpire has moved into the middle of the infield and is in the B position, approximately halfway between the pitcher's mound and second base, and between the pitcher's mound and first base. On an attempted pickoff throw at first base, our base umpire should take 2 steps forward and then turn toward first base to view the play. On an overthrow, he will be responsible for any plays at second or third base as well. On attempted steals of second base, notice how our base umpire stands up from the ready position when he reads the steal is occurring. He starts moving back towards second base, still watching the home plate area. He lets the ball turn him and moves into the play at second base. On an overthrow, he would also have responsibility for R1 going toward third base. On ground balls within the infield, there are a few things to cover. Notice how our plate umpire moves out from behind home plate and toward second base in order to help on any possible interference at second base. Our base umpire, when the ball is hit, stands up from his ready position, faces the ball, and begins moving toward first base, not toward second. He stops, views the play at second, and then lets the throw from second to first turn him there. Note here that if R1 is not put out at second base and continues toward third, our plate umpire must move toward third base and has any secondary play there on R1. On a bunted ball, our plate umpire's first responsibility is a fair foul call on either line. Also notice that our base umpire does not overcommit to second or first until he reads where the play is going to be made. Here we have a clean hit to the outfield. Our plate umpire must move toward third base for a standard rotation should R1 attempt to advance to third. In this play sequence, we have a clean hit to the outfield. Our plate umpire moves out from behind home plate, but reads the ball is down and will be at least a double. He communicates with his base umpire that he's staying home. Any time that our base umpire is positioned within the infield, he is responsible for outfield catches from the left fielder all the way over to the right fielder. Our plate umpire has responsibility for the right fielder moving toward the line and the left fielder moving toward that line. It should be noted that from the middle of the infield, our base umpire never crosses the baseline to view a catch, no catch. On trouble balls within his coverage area, our base umpire should move toward the play in order to view a possible catch, no catch, but still has responsibility for a throwback at first base. On a trouble ball down the left field line, which is our plate umpire's coverage area, he again moves out from behind home plate and down the line to view catch, no catch, and fair foul. On a trouble ball down the right field line, also within his coverage area, he would move down the line in a position to rule fair foul or catch, no catch. After communicating to his base umpire, he would be in position to rule on any throwback on R1 at first base. Recapping with runner on first base only. Our base umpire is positioned in position B within the infield. His outfield coverage is the V, from the left fielder to the right fielder. Our plate umpire has responsibility for the left fielder moving toward the line and the right fielder moving toward the line. On a clean hit to the outfield, our plate umpire rotates to third base. If that clean hit turns into a double, he would communicate with his partner and return to home plate. On a ball hit into his coverage area in right field, our plate umpire would also have responsibility for any throwback at first base on R1. With runners on first and second base, our base umpire moves to the third base side of the field, or position C. Again, halfway between the mound and second base, and now halfway between the mound and third base. In this situation, a potential double steal, our base umpire must glance over his right shoulder as the pitcher commits to pitch to the plate. This enables him to see R2 break toward third base. He must not overcommit toward third base. Surely enough, they'll throw behind at second. On a potential double play ball, our base umpire must again fight the urge to move directly toward the play at second base, but must move toward first, stop for the play at second, and then continue on for the actual play at first base. Our plate umpire must again move out from behind home plate toward second base to be able to help on a potential interference. On any routine fly ball within the base umpire's coverage area, our plate umpire must move out from behind home plate and toward third base. He's responsible for any tag up in advance of R2 into third base. Should he move into third base for a play, on an overthrow, he must then retreat in fair territory back to the plate for any play there. On a trouble ball within his area, The base umpire must again move toward the ball in order to view catch, no catch. Our plate umpire must move out from behind home plate and be able to move toward third base if the ball is caught or back to the plate if the ball falls. Recapping with runners on first and second base. Our outfield coverage is unchanged. Our plate umpire has any tag up and advance of R2 into third base. If there's an overthrow there, he must then retreat to the plate for any play there. He must also be able to help on any interference at second base on routine double plays. Now with the bases loaded. Our base umpire is still on the third base side of the diamond and must be aware on any ground ball that plays can develop at any base. On a typical double play situation, he again must move toward first base as the play is developing at second, stop, make the call, and then move toward first. On a clean hit to the outfield, our base umpire must retreat to the back of the mound, watch base touches, and then let the throw into the infield take him to where the play develops. On a routine fly ball into his coverage area, the base umpire again retreats to the back of the mound and lines up R2's tag at second base. Once the ball is caught, he should glance at first base and see that R1 has also tagged. R3's tag is the responsibility of the plate umpire. He must move out from behind home plate into foul territory to get as good an angle as possible and then retreat for any advance to home plate. On a trouble ball to the outfield, the base umpire must move toward the play to rule catch, no catch. From here, he must be prepared to rule on any play at first, second, or third base. On a fly ball down the right field line into his coverage area, the plate umpire must move down the line to view catch, no catch, fair foul. His secondary responsibility is R3's tag up at third base. He would then retreat to the plate for any play there. Recapping with the bases loaded. Our outfield coverage is unchanged. The base umpire has the V from the left fielder to the right fielder. Our plate umpire is responsible for R3's tag up at third base on any routine fly ball. Our plate umpire also has catch, no catch, and fair foul responsibility on balls hit down the right field line. He would then secondarily have responsibility for R3's tag up at third base. With runners on first and third, our base umpire is positioned in position C. While either B or C is acceptable, we have chosen C for a couple of reasons. The primary reason for having our base umpire in the C position is to be in position for pickoff throws and throwbacks from the catcher on the runner at third. While there are viable reasons to have the umpire starting in position B, primarily, most likely plays will occur at first base. We feel that on balls hit within the infield, our umpire has the opportunity to move into a position to take place at first base that he doesn't have on a pickoff throw or a throwback from the catcher. On a ball hit into his coverage area in the outfield, our base umpire retreats to the back of the mound and observes R1. Our plate umpire moves into foul territory and is responsible for R3's tag up and advance to home plate. On a clean hit to the outfield, our base umpire retreats to the back of the mound and observes base touches. Our plate umpire moves toward third base. If this is a clean single and there's a play developing at third base on R1, he would move into position for the play. If it turns out to be a multiple base hit, he would communicate to his partner and return to home plate. On a shallow fly ball to right field, our plate umpire shouldn't move too far down the first base line to view catch, no catch, fair foul. He has a runner at third that may be advancing. In fact, if the ball is going to be fair foul only, he should move back from home plate in a first base line extended position to view the catch, no catch, and still be in position to watch R3's tag and then observe any play at home plate. Recapping with runners on first and third base. Our base umpire starts in the C position. Our outfield coverage is unchanged. The base umpire has the V. On fly ball tag-ups, our plate umpire is responsible for R3's tag. And finally, he will rotate to third base on any clean hit to the outfield. With a runner on second only, our base umpire is again in the C position and maintains the same outfield coverage. On fly balls within his coverage area, our base umpire should move to a position to best view R2's tag up at second base. If this is a trouble ball in the outfield, he should move directly toward it and view catch no catch. His secondary responsibility is the tag up of R2. Our plate umpire moves out from behind home plate and down in foul territory toward third base. He would then move into position for any play on R2 advancing after the tag up. If an overthrow were to occur at third base, our plate umpire would still have responsibility for a play at home plate. On a fly ball down the right field line that is in our plate umpire's coverage area, he must move out from behind home plate and down the line, thus giving up any responsibility at third base on R2. His first responsibility is catch no catch, fair foul. On a ground ball on the infield, where R2 hesitates and waits for a throw to first base and then advances toward third base, our plate umpire has any subsequent play at third base on R2. Recapping with the runner on second base only. Our base umpire is in the C position and maintains the V outfield coverage. Our plate umpire has any tag up and advance of R2 into third base on balls hit into our base umpire's coverage area. On balls hit down the right field line, he must go with the ball to judge catch no catch and fair foul. With a runner on third base only, our umpire is again in the C starting position. On fly balls hit into the V, our base umpire should retreat to the back of the mound and observe all base touches. Our plate umpire should move into foul territory and observe the tag up of R3 and then return to the plate for any play there. Once again, on fly balls hit down the right field line, our plate umpire should move out from behind home plate to rule catch, no catch, and fair foul. He should communicate with his base umpire, thus notifying him that he will have R3's tag up at third base. Our plate umpire still returns to home plate for any play there. Recapping with a runner on third base only. Our base umpire is in the C position and outfield coverage is unchanged. Our plate umpire has R3's tag up and advance to home plate on any routine balls within the V. On balls down the right field line, the plate umpire has fair foul, catch no catch, and then returns to home plate for any play there. Lastly, with runners on second and third, our base umpire is in the C position and has outfield coverage from left field to right field. On any fly ball within that coverage area, our base umpire is responsible for R2's tag up at third base and any plays at second or third that may develop. Our plate umpire moves into foul territory to watch R3's tag and then has the play at home plate. On this fly ball to right field, our plate umpire again has fair foul, catch no catch responsibility first and foremost. Our base umpire retreats to the back of the mound, has all base touches and tag ups. Recapping, runners on second and third. Our base umpire is in the C position and has the V outfield coverage. On fly balls within his coverage area, he has R2's tag up and all plays at second and third base. On a fly ball to right field, our plate umpire moves out from behind home plate, has fair foul, catch no catch, and then retreats to home plate.